Hey folks, welcome into some WNBA action on 2K Sports. Moments away, it'll be the Minnesota Lynx going up against the Dallas Wings. In the booth with Tim Swartz and Ryan Benefatemi, I'm Blake Suniga, and we're glad to have you along for the ride. Tonight's game is part of the Commissioner's Cup. So guys, what's the biggest motivation for these players in the Cup?
What about the final game, grand prize money? Every player in the championship game, whether you win or you lose, gets a bonus. But the winning players are going to get a little bit more, so I would say that's great incentive for them.
And it's going to be the Wings off the tip. From 11 feet away. Kicks it out to Plum. Pass to Citron. Misaman. Clock at 6. Kelsey Plum from outside. Drills it from outside.
And this is the mindset Plum has to possess, because when she buries quick shots, it gets her going.
Here's Cunningham. Here's Wilson. The basket good off the assist from Sophie Cunningham.
Hard to stop, guys. She poses a ton of matchup problems for any opponent.
Three-pointer Kelsey Plum. And again, it's Dallas with a three.
Demonstrating how dangerous she can be from deep, but Plum doesn't lack confidence in firing the three ball.
Here's Clark. From deep. Good. First shot, first basket.
How about that? Responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Yeah, terrific little back and forth right there, Tim.
It's been a lot of fun to watch.
And they call an illegal screen here.
The idea of setting a screen on that play, it was the good idea, the right idea, but the execution was not.
Yeah, you really want to set a hard screen, but you also want to make sure it's a legal one.
Since the Wings moved to Dallas in 2016, it's been tough times for the franchise.
That first 9 years in Dallas, one winning year, one playoff series won. The good news for Dallas, I think winning the lottery in 2025 might change their fortunes.
Now here's Citron. Pass to Brown. Horston. Brown inside, working on Wilson. Brown sets a screen. Now here's Horston. He's covered closely. Citron for three. Some solid defense from Jackie Young. Clark with it. Now Brown defending. To the inside. Wilson with the bucket.
When Wilson gets the rock down low, it's almost automatic. So effective close in.
Here's Dallas now. They trail by one. Pass to Misaman. Horston. Outside Plum. Puts up a three. Minnesota grabs the miss. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Now here's Horston. Outside Citron. And here is Misaman. And it's blocked by Asia Wilson.
A patient defender with a passion for blocking shots. Wilson's such an intimidating presence.
Cunningham,
Horston defending. Pass to Clark from outside the arc. Brown grabs the board. Now here's Horston. She's covered by Cunningham. Now here's Plum. Cuts off the pass. Cunningham with it. She's picked up by Misaman. And here's Asia Wilson outside. And the Lynx miss again.
Yeah, the great shooters, they know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice there.
Yeah, not very good defensive coverage that time. The T got lucky.
Now here's Horston. She hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot clock at 5. Back to Misaman. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Outside Cunningham. Wilson the screen. Foul call that time on the way up, and that'll give her 2 chances at the free throw. Kalani Brown picks one up.
So productive inside. Wilson is assertive down low and is always looking to make her mark.
The first free throw is good.
And not only has A'ja Wilson won MVP awards, she also has multiple Defensive Player of the Year trophies.
Yeah, the key there, Blake, is plural. I mean, she's got a bunch of them. And so when we watch Wilson, we are no doubt watching the best two-way player in the game. Plus, you think she's added that three-point shot as well a couple of years ago. The only question with A'ja Wilson is, what can she do?
When you talk about the history of this great league, Minnesota went on one of the most dominant runs ever.
From 2011 to 2017, the Lynx went to 6 finals in 7 seasons, capturing 3 titles. With how hard it is to win in the W, in the amount of parity we have in the league right now, I'm not sure we're going to see something like that again anytime soon.
Horston. Offensive board. Kicks it out to Plum. Shoots over Clark. And it comes off the front of the rim.
That's a shot she's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
The one thing that Sophie Cunningham brings to this team in bundles, energy.
Constantly moving on both ends. Cunningham has great length at 6'1", and is out there to add a spark to her teams and mix it up a little bit.
And she makes the first. Big contest here in the Commissioner's Cup. Both of these teams considered elite.
And both have a solid chance of making the finals. It does not get any more serious than this.
And she makes both free throws.
Last season was a disappointment for Dallas as they missed the playoffs.
Well, they were last in defensive rating, and as you can expect, that's really hurt them. They made a lot of moves in the offseason, though, losing 3 of their top 4 scorers. So this year's probably going to be a different story.
Now here's Plum. 6 points for her. Horston up top. Looking to end the run. Kicks it out to Plum. Yes. Great play by Emma Misaman to set it all up.
A towering presence on the court, and I think it's Misaman's height that helps her analyze the floor so well.
Clark with it. She's guarded by Plum. Misaman with the steal. And up the court come the Wings on the break. Back to Plum. Brown. Citron. She's covered by Sims. Outside Plum. This one for 3. Minnesota grabs the miss.
You don't want to give up that kind of look often.
They're very lucky they didn't get burned.
Here's Nelson Adota. And you can count it. She'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
He got caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance points.
They need more effort than that on the boards. That can't happen.
Absolutely.
What an incredible run by the Lynx to the 2024 WNBA Finals.
Winning a clutch Game 5 against Connecticut in the semifinals and taking the Liberty to 5 in the finals. That deciding game went to overtime, and the Lynx were pretty much one play away from winning it all.
Kept alive. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Burke. Fires from deep. Excellent D there from Odyssey Sims. The Lynx with the lead. It's Katie Lou on the wing. Nelson Adota. And here is Sims. Hull. She's guarded by Samuelson. To the left side wing. Off the mark there with the three. Clark with it. Pass to Sims. Now Nelson Adota. Samuelson outside. It's stolen by Hull. 4-on-3 on the break. She's covered by Clark. Now Burke. Three-pointer. Drains it from beyond the arc.
I tell you, she loves getting looks like that from three-point range. Just nobody near her.
Time called here. The Lynx decide to talk it over. Here's Clark. Pass to Sims. Here's Samuelson. And here's Nelson Adota. Covered by Smith. And here's Nelson Adota. It's hauled in by Smith.
You know, typically she has the touch to finish when she's in that tight. Not sure what happened there.
She's covered by Clark. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Burke. Takes the three. And again, it's Dallas with a three.
You're just asking for trouble if you let her roam free in three-point range.
Clark outside. Great D that time from Melissa Smith.
It's been a bit of a struggle for her this quarter in terms of scoring the ball.
Now here's Hull. Not a lot of room. Pass to Burke. Smith. Now Hull. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And Samuelson pulls it down.
She had all the space she needed, but just could not find the bottom of the bucket.
Yes, great play by Odyssey Sims to set it up.
I like the assertiveness from Samuelson. Known for her shooting, she still can get by players who are worried about her range.
She's covered by Clark. Left side. And out of bounds, the Lynx will take it.
The ball goes to Minnesota. Substitution on the court.
Here's Young. Over to the left wing. Here's Wilson. Down it goes, her third basket. She's now 3 for 4. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Misaman outside. And another miss by Dallas. Outside Sims. Jackie Young on the wing. Caldwell. Edwards left side. Over Smith. So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact there.
First personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for the away team, Aaliyah Edwards. 2 shots.
She misses the free throw. Doesn't get the second. And at the end of one. A closely contested game so far. Lynx ahead, up by 3. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. A closely contested game here at the start of the second quarter. And from what we've seen from the Lynx, what's your take so far?
A lot of tough D by them so far. It's been a difference maker.
Nothing has gone up uncontested for the most part, and look, that's why they've had success.
Pass to Sims. Uhas, covered by Smith. Uhas can't get it to go.
She thought she had a clear path through the hoop, but great work by the D to cut her off.
Now here's Bowl. Back to Misaman. The second chance effort, and the layup is good.
Possesses the size to have presence inside. Smith continuing to work on that technique, and she is getting better with each season.
Hey, when you think about the best rebounders in the game, Melissa Smith has to be in the conversation.
Well, statistically, she's been a top rebounder in the league. Smith is 6'4", does a nice job boxing out, getting physical in the paint.
The Wings trail. Pass to Hole. Misaman. Here's Smith. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the line.
Excellent follow-up play by Smith. She has a good awareness for where the ball is going and gets there to send it back.
The Lynx making a switch here. In 2021, the WNBA introduced the Commissioner's Cup into the season, and as a result, a second trophy.
You know, for you soccer fans out there, it's very similar to what we see in soccer. You have the regular league competition, in our case, the WNBA regular season finals, but also a cup final. So there are 2 championships to win in one season.
Here's Burke. She's got 6. Pass to Smith. Here's Hole. And here's Burke. The 3 is up. The Wings with another miss.
I think that one could have easily fallen for her.
The D may have done just enough there.
And there's the whistle, illegal screen.
Well, I just think an illegal screen, it's one of the toughest calls for an official to make.
Yeah, you have to appreciate how difficult a job they have to do when it comes to making calls like that. It's not as easy as people might think.
And the refs in this league just do a great job.
And the Wings call time here.
They got to be concerned with all the missed shots. Every team is going to go through cold streaks. But when you go through those cold streaks, you have to find ways to stay productive.
Yeah, and the coach might be telling them to try to get to the line, earn some points on some freebies, because sometimes the free throw line can be your best friend when the shots aren't falling from the field.
Lynx on D. To the middle. Here's Smith. Good. And it's Emma Misaman who picks up the assist.
Unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and she's heating up.
On the wings, Sophie Cunningham.
Edwards with the screen. It's stolen. And up the court come the Wings on the break.
Hull with the ball.
Now Young defending. Out to the wing.
She's covered by Edwards. It's stolen by Edwards.
Here's Burke. Aaliyah Edwards with the rejection. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
Substitution on the court.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into this second quarter. Here's Smith. Drops one in from the wing.
Yeah, she's got that shot down. Confident stroke from Smith.
The Lynx trailing. Outside Young. Outside Sims. Wilson covered by Smith. Out of bounds. It'll go to the wings. Quarter number 2 and around 3 minutes gone by. Misaman outside. Count that one.
And now we see them really working it inside.
Yeah, getting quality looks around the rim. That's fueling this run.
Cunningham.
Misaman covering. Outside Young. Pass to Sims. Wilson. Shot to stop the drought. It's hauled in by Smith.
You see defenders afraid to get in her way a lot of times when she's on her way to the bucket, but not that time.
Screen by Smith. Misaman inside.
She's covered by Cunningham.
Misaman no good.
It's been one of those days for her. She's really struggled.
Here's Wilson. And so she draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. It goes on Kelsey Plum.
If you don't stay grounded when defending an intelligent scorer like Wilson, she'll make you pay 8 out of 7 days a week.
And she knocks down the first one.
Well, after winning her 3rd MVP in 2024, no one has won that award more than A'ja Wilson.
Yeah, picking up number 3 at just 28 years old. Wilson's on a trajectory we have never seen. A 4th MVP would set a new league record.
Here's Burke. 6 points for her. Pass to Hole. Smith. And there it is.
She has shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves.
Here's Minnesota. It's a 5-point game. Deflects the pass. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
A nice play to get a hand to that pass and tip it out of bounds.
She was just a hair away from coming up with the steal there. Good effort.
The three-pointer is on target.
They're shooting extremely well right now. Look into the three-point shot to get some extra offense.
Pass to Misaman. To the paint. And she finishes nicely on the layup.
Offensive versatility allows Misaman to play high or low in the paint.
Clark left side. Edwards. The three. The putback. Wilson with the bucket.
She is a coach's dream, guys. Absolutely tireless. Never gives in, never gives up. And that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder.
Now here's Misaman. Pass to Smith. Fires the three. It's hauled in by the Lynx. Now here's Clark. Outside Young. Back to Clark. And she hits it to tie up the game.
After struggling in the first quarter, she has come alive here in the second.
And here's Burke. Smith up top. Just 5 on the clock. And A'ja Wilson with the block. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. So it's Dallas now. Citron no good.
Bodied her up and made her alter the trajectory of the shot that time.
Definitely. Some very sound defense played on that trip down.
Now here's Clark. 8 points for her. Cunningham up top. Jacks up a three. That's good, and it's Asia Wilson with the assist.
They're at about 50% for the game on their three-pointers, and they've only gotten better as this game's gone along.
Now Burke. She's got 6.
It's Sonia Citron on the wing.
Picked by Misaman. Here's Citron. And Asia Wilson with the block. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
And the fans love seeing incredible moments on defense like that block right there.
Reads the play well and gets herself in the air at the perfect moment. Terrific denial.
Number 30, Melissa Smith.
6 on the shot clock.
Pass to Horston.
Can they get it?
Good work defensively by Sophie Cunningham.
The Lynx leading. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have, staying aggressive and playing in control.
Shots good by Clark.
It took her a little while to get into the flow of the game, but she's turned it on here in the second quarter.
Citron with the ball.
Looking for her first basket still in this one. The jump hook. Score the basket. It's number 6 for her this game. 6 for 9, and that's 67% shooting.
Pass to Caldwell.
Here's Wilson. She's covered by Brown. Wilson in the post. Brown's there. A nice shot by Wilson.
A strong combination of finesse and skill. And look, when Wilson's rolling, keep feeding her the ball.
2 minutes remaining.
Now here's Citron. On the wing, Jordan Horston.
Here's Smith. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
She's leading the way offensively. Can they ride her back into it?
Outside Cunningham.
Wilson sets a screen. Good D from Kalani Brown. Dallas trailing here.
Here's Horston.
Soft touch off the glass.
Good ball movement. She put that pass in the ideal spot, and I can guarantee you her teammate appreciated it.
Now a timeout called by Minnesota. Here's Young. Clark outside. There's the triple. Brown grabs the board.
Now here's Horston.
He's guarded by Wilson.
Pass to Citron.
And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Here's Minnesota. Now here's Young. Now Nelson Adota. She's covered by Brown.
And stolen by Horston.
Got a hand on it. Wilson outside.
Hits it out to Clark.
For 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Jackie Young.
She has been unconscious this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And here's Citron.
Quiet so far offensively, searching for her first points of the game. Pass to Burke. Now here's Smith. She's guarded by Wilson. Deflected. And 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
On the wing, Sophie Cunningham.
Outside Young. The rebound by the wings.
Now here's Citron.
Here's Smith. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Lynx ahead, leading by 4. And we will be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit. Start of the third quarter here after a closely contested first half. And you look at Nalissa Smith in this game, she's been everywhere.
She tore it up on the offensive glass in the first 2 quarters. Full effort.
Yeah, she was incredibly persistent, and that's what it takes to be a successful offensive rebounder. And look, she's making bigs all around the world proud with her play.
Here's Minnesota. They lead by 4.
Jackie Young on the wing.
Pass to Nelson Adota. Good D from Kalani Brown. Dallas with the ball.
Now Citron. And here's Horston. She's covered by Cunningham.
6 to shoot.
Now here's Horston. She's covered by Cunningham. Horston, no good. Jackie Young on the wing. Defended by Citron.
Good D from Kalani Brown.
And you look at 6'7" Kalani Brown. She's one of the most efficient players in the W.
I mean, you look at offensive rating. She led the league in it in 2023. Brown is well over 50% for her career from the field. She uses her size and skill to dominate the paint.
Now here's Citron.
Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for her.
They're not rotating quickly enough on defense down low.
They've got to provide more resistance inside.
Pass to Wilson. Shoots over Misaman. And a kind roll that time on the rim as that one falls in.
When you're 6'4" like Wilson, good D just isn't good enough sometimes.
Outside Citron.
Here's Plum.
Back to Citron.
Pass to Misaman.
Yes, great play by Sonia Citron to set it up.
Some defensive breakdowns happening now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these high percentage shot attempts, it's not going to get it done. They need to figure it out.
Now here's Young. Here's Cunningham. She clings that one off the back iron and it falls.
Well, not just a perimeter threat, Cunningham is also dangerous on the interior.
Outside Plum. Pass to Brown. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Every pass is with purpose, and their last 10 points have come off of assists. Great team basketball on display right now.
Here's Nelson Adota. Rebounded by Misaman.
The defense can't make a habit of giving her that shot. She just doesn't miss many of them.
Outside Citron.
Pass to Brown.
Now Citron.
For the lead. Hits it from 3-point range.
Everything working for them out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 tries.
Here's Clark. She's got 13.
Outside Cunningham.
And here's Young.
Nelson Adota.
Pass to Young for 3.
The basket good off the assist from Sophie Cunningham.
Oh, Jackie Young, an emphatic response.
Dallas trailing here. Outside Plum. Tried to come right back with the 3 of her own, but it's no good. Clark outside. Kelsey Plum with the steal.
Pass to Horston. Outside Citron.
Misaman right side. Here's Plum.
Now Horston.
4 on the shot clock. Asia Wilson knocks away.
Sometimes the intensity of a close game can lead to bonehead plays like that one, guys.
So the Lynx now. 2-point game.
Outside Cunningham.
Pass to Nelson Adota. Back to Cunningham. Clark, she's guarded by Plum. Kicks it out to Clark. From the arc, and the Lynx, another 3.
3 points.
The first Commissioner's Cup was back in 2021. The Seattle Storm won the inaugural version.
Hey, Brianna Stewart, the first MVP of the Commissioner's Cup championship game. The WNBA introducing the second competition to give the regular season a little extra spice.
Time called here. The Wings decide to talk it over.
Now Brown. Plum, she's covered by Clark. Pass to Citron. Brown. From down in the low post, it goes.
Using her lengthy wingspan to her advantage, Brown is able to dominate down low.
Outside Cunningham.
And stolen by Horston. And she gets it to go. So the Lynx now. They lead by 1.
On the wing, Sophie Cunningham.
Pass to Wilson. Shoots over Misaman. So she gets the whistle. Contact on the way up. 2 shots next.
Second personal foul.
And last year, it was a great sophomore season for Jordan Horston.
The away team.
Well, she made major leaps. Top 5 in both most improved player voting and 6th player of the year. Horston was so much more efficient from the field.
And the first one drops. Both good at the line. And these guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assists.
When everybody's involved offensively, it's in a way helping you defensively too.
Chelsea Plum from outside. Drills the 3-pointer. It's a tie ball game.
Maybe the most pure lefty jumper we've seen. Quick release, accurate. Plum's got a sweet J.
Young, Misaman covering. Odyssey Sims for 3. Dallas with the rebound.
Not only is the game neck and neck, but the rebounding battle is too. Very tight game on the boards.
Yeah, both teams have put in a terrific effort down low.
Yeah, she read how that shot was going to come off the rim perfectly, and that can make up for any height disadvantage.
Shots good by Clark.
Moving the ball well out of the front court. Wilson with a nice find.
They can get back in front with some points right here.
And they got behind, but they hung in there, and they didn't let it get out of hands.
And looks like an illegal pick was set. That'll get the ref's attention.
That's her 4th foul, and I'm sure she picked it up a little earlier than she would have liked.
The Lynx leading. Outside Young. Down low. Kicks it out to Clark. Fires for 3. Good on the triple.
Can they make some sort of defensive adjustment? Because guess what? She is killing them from 3-point range.
And even when they have closed out on her, she's still knocking them down. I mean, this is just an unbelievable performance we're seeing right now.
Now here's Clark. And it's Wilson missing. Here's Burke. She's covered by Clark.
Pass to Miller.
Knocks it loose. Odyssey Sims with the steal. Young with it.
And Miller picks her up defensively.
Young shot's good.
Well, you look at Young, she's strong, a bigger guard, and that helps her down low.
Here's Burke. She's covered by Clark. The Wings with another miss.
She may have been surprised to find herself so open. I mean, maybe that's why she missed.
That's in, coming off an assist from Jackie Young.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. Just phenomenal ball movement.
Everyone's looking for the best shot, and it's paid off during this run.
Now here's Hull. She's been patient so far, and nothing yet on the scoreboard. Pass to Smith. The fadeaway. Wilson pulls it down.
That's too good a look to pass up there, despite the result.
Outside Sims. Nelson Adota. And the layup is good.
Those defenders look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're just getting pushed around on the low block. Maybe coach has got to make a substitution or something to energize his team.
Well, they better rally soon. They've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Now here's Miller. Pass to Burke. 5 to shoot. Tries to snap the cold streak. They get the rebound. Smith. No bucket, and that's miss number 6. She's made 7. And it's Sims with the foul. That is her first foul of the game.
Terrific defensive play. Cut her off, squared up. Nice play.
Yeah, not showing some toughness on defense. Getting physical, sticking her nose in there, and making a play.
It's stolen by Edwards. Here's Caldwell. And that one goes in as she's fouled. It'll be 3 points if she can convert the free throw.
At the line for the away team, Maya Caldwell. 1 shot.
Each trip down becoming more important.
Yeah, they need to string together some successful offensive possessions and play tough D.
Pass to Burke. The 3. Minnesota grabs the miss.
And you can just feel the desperation now. They're starting to lose their composure offensively.
They're clearly frustrated, and it's understandable. I mean, they're on the wrong side of a monster run.
And they got to just settle down, stick to the game plan.
Yeah, keep your composure.
Screen by Smith. The 3 ball. And that's not going to go. And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Lynx on top. They lead by 14. And 4th quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Here's Dallas now. They trail by 14. Wilson with the steal. And now the Lynx fast break.
Cunningham.
Over Smith. Offline with a baseline jumper. Misamon outside. Pass to Smith. Launches a 3. Does not find the basket. She's shooting 50% from the floor on 14 tries. Wilson. Misamon covering. Outside Sims. Wilson sets a screen. Inside. Hull with the rebound. 1 minute in now to the 4th quarter. Pass to Misamon. Now Smith. Good, and it's Emma Misamon who picks up the assist.
With how young she is, it's incredible to see how well-rounded Smith is offensively.
Here's Minnesota. Here's Caldwell. Now here's Cunningham. Takes the 3. Connects from 3-point range.
Terrific 3. Not much more the D can do there.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, it's been a long time without a bucket. Focus.
Tipped. And Wilson gets it to go.
A very hot shooting second half has seen them bring that field goal percentage way up.
That's right. They're cruising and looking to add to this lead.
Now here's Miesman. Back to Smith. Shoots over Edwards. And no good trying to use the glass. So the Lynx now. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Doesn't go for her. A challenging stretch for Dallas here. Miesman outside. Pass to Burke. To the inside. And Miesman gets it to go.
And her defender straight into that screen to open up the lane to the hoop.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed by now here in the fourth quarter. And now the Wings fast break. Here's Miesman. Drops in the breakaway layup.
Well, you just love to see bigs like Miesman display that stamina and willingness to operate on the fast break.
Pass to Caldwell. Out to the left wing. Wilson in the post. Covered by Smith. To the paint. Here's Caldwell. That's good. And so Asia Wilson with the assist.
Very clever passing. She put that ball on a silver platter for her.
Now Hull. Miesman. Pass to Hull. Burke. She's covered by Sims. And here's Hull. Just 4 to shoot. There's the 3. Asia Wilson grabs the board.
Well, that's just excellent perimeter defense right there.
Now Caldwell. Here's Edwards. Hull defending. Now Cunningham. Shoots over Miesman. A shot by Cunningham. No good. Here's Burke. Smith up top. Pass to Miesman. And here's Burke. Miesman. She's covered by Cunningham. Lets it go from 11. Misses off the right iron. Now here's Hull. Defense is right there. Over Sims. Hull, no good.
You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that.
She's got to just use her head because that was a terrible choice.
Now here is Sims to the middle. Puts it up from 15, and she hits the jump shot.
Coaches love a solid shooter like Wilson, a player you can rely on to get production from.
Dallas with the ball. 17-point game. Pass to Burke. And that's a foul called on Odyssey Sims. That's foul number 2 for her. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Substitution on the court.
Down low. Here's Smith. And she can't stop this drought. Another miss. Inside. Kelsey Plum with a steal. Shoots the 3. Good for another field goal. Number 5 on the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
When you see Plum coming at you, your instinct is to protect the hoop. That's why her pull-up is deadly.
Outside Young. Wilson. Kicks it out to Clark. Pass to Young. From past the arc. The rebound by the Wings.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Lucky she was off.
I just hope that was a mistake by the D's, because if that's how they plan to guard her, they're going to have serious problems.
Now here's Citron. Outside Plum. Shot clock at 6. To the paint. And it's blocked by Asia Wilson. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They'll turn it over.
And we have to take another look at that block.
Determined to protect the lead with all the effort they've got. Superb anticipation on the block.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Clark. Cunningham.
Pass to Wilson. Let's go with a three. Here's Nelson Adota. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
She's got a great read of where that miss was going, and that enabled her to be the first player to it and get the putback.
Now here's Plum.
Pass to Horston.
Clock at 6. Over Cunningham.
Horston, no good.
And here are the Lynx now. 16-point lead. Now Nelson Adota. Misama uncovering.
Back to Cunningham.
The tray. Brown grabs the board.
She has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it really hasn't affected the team that much. She always knows where her teammates are going to be, and she'll have that ball there waiting for them.
Now here's Cunningham. Horston defending.
Clark outside. And here's Asia Wilson outside. Cans it from downtown.
A momentum builder for sure. Look how quick Wilson makes decisions with the ball.
Tonight's game also counts in the Commissioner's Cup, the first home and away regular season game against teams in your conference go towards the Cup standings.
Yes, so 10 total games, and the team with the best record in each conference, the East and the West, they're going to meet in the final with a lot of prize money at stake.
Clark with it. On the wing, Sophie Cunningham.
No good with the triple.
Wow, this quarter has been ugly for her.
And it's not showing signs of turning around anytime soon. Her touch is all but gone.
Now here's Horston.
Nelson Adota with the rebound.
Now here's Cunningham.
Pass to Wilson. Emma Misman with the steal.
Now here's Citron.
Guarded closely.
Now here's Horston.
From deep. Nailed from three-point land. Minnesota calls a timeout.
Timeout call for Minnesota.
Outside Cunningham.
Pass to Young.
Back to Cunningham.
Clark. She's guarded by Plum. From downtown. And Clark gets the three.
That just adds to what's probably already an insurmountable lead. I think they'll be leaving here with a win.
Yeah, hard to imagine any other outcome than the one that's staring us right in the face.
And here are the Lynx now.
Outside Cunningham. And stolen by Horston. Outside Citron.
Three-pointer. And again, it's Dallas with a three. And shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Clark outside. Pass to Young. Here's Nelson Adota. Beyond the arc. They get it back.
Wings foul. Emma Misama. Third personal foul. First team foul. At the line for the away team, Asia Wilson. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that'll push their lead to double digits. She hits both from the stripe.
No mistakes there, and I think you can close the book on this one, guys.
So we see the Lynx taking the W here. And they came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
They really did show some mental fortitude. They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
That'll do it for our broadcast, everyone.